Hey everybody, Al here. So this is what's on my mind today. I got home from work the other day and I have my news sites I usually go to. I happened across a Secular Talk video and I like me some Secular Talk. So they do a video about how Trump was struggling with the English language in a Wall Street Journal interview. And I'm listening to these segments and, well, you've heard our president talk. It's a lot of well, you knows, and it's a stream of consciousness. But there were a couple points in this interview that the presenter Kyle gave us that were really bad. And I want to present those to you, and then I'm going to tell you what I was thinking about the whole time I was listening to what our president was saying. So let me dig up that first quote for y'all here. So the interviewer asks, "What are you most proud of in the first 6 months?" Trump replies, "A lot of things. I think I'm proud of the Supreme Court choice, and that's not just the nomination, that's getting them through. I'm very proud of opening up regulations. One of the reasons you see optimism is because people can actually use their land. They can farm their land." Sorry, this is so hard to read, it's funny. Okay, here we go. "I've had tremendous and tremendous..." Look, he said tremendous twice. Really? "I've had tremendous and tremendous... Look, I had 45,000 people there yesterday. It was the biggest crowd they've ever had. And they were going wild yesterday in West Virginia. But people can actually use their land. And they can build. And I think I'm sorry, I cannot read this with a straight face. And I think one of the things that I have to be proud of is the VA. I think we have a great administrator, okay?" Now, seriously, it's a stream of consciousness. It's like there's a bunch of conflicting ideas in his brain that he can't decide what to throw out. It's hard to listen to. It's even harder to read. You can listen to him talk and kind of get the gist of what he's saying, but when you read it, it comes off even dumber than when you're listening to it. I'm sorry. I think our president's a moron. But when I don't get it. Anyway, that's the first one. And I don't want to get too off track on it. So the second one. All right, so Trump says, "So I deal with foreign countries. And despite what you may read, I have unbelievable relationships with all of the foreign leaders. They like me, and I like them. You know, it's amazing. So I'll call, like, major countries. And I'll be dealing with the prime minister or the president. And I'll say, 'How are you doing?' 'Oh, I don't know. Not well, Mr. President, not well,' I said. 'Well, what's the problem?' 'Oh, GDP 9%. Not well.'" First of all, I find it hard to believe that other foreign leaders actually talk like this. And that they actually sound like they're morons. Anyway, back into it. "Oh, GDP 9%, not well." And I'm saying to myself, here we're like 1%, dying. And they're at 9%, and they're unhappy. So, and these are like countries, fairly large, like 300 million people. And, a lot of people say, well, but the United States is large. And then you call places like Malaysia, Indonesia, and you say, how many people do you have? And it's pretty amazing. How many people do they have? So China's going to be at 7 or 8%. And they have 5 billion. Or excuse me. And they have 1.5 billion, right? So we should do really well. But in order to do that, you know, it's tax reform. But it's a big tax cut. But it's simplification. It's reform. And it's a big tax cut. 15. He literally stopped at 15. That was the end of the quote. I'm not making this up. Alright, so before I get on to what I was thinking when I was listening to this and what was going on in my head, I just want to let y'all know that I'm going to put links to the Politico story that has the full transcript of this interview down below. I'm also going to put a link to the Secular Talk video down below so that you can check that out if you want, because I think Kyle does a much better job of poking fun at this than I do, but this is just my take. And if you want to know what I was thinking and what was going through my head when I was listening to this, well, I'll tell you. This is what I heard.
I hear it's amazing when the famous purple stuffed worm in Flapjaw Space with the tuning fork does a raw blink on Harry Carey Rock. I need scissors. 61.
That's right. The whole time I'm listening to this, I'm hearing the Colonel from Metal Gear Solid 2. Now, for anybody it's been a while or you haven't played Metal Gear Solid 2, in that game, the Colonel, the guy giving you your directions, is an AI program. And you don't realize this till the end of the game when the controlling AI called, I believe it's JD, it's either JD or GW, I forget which one's Metal Gear Solid 2 and which one's 4. I think it's JD though. But when JD gets infected with basically a computer virus, the Colonel starts going a little crazy as it's infecting the system. That's what Trump's quote sounded like to me. So again, I'm doing this to poke a little fun. That's all I'm doing. Let's not turn this into a political war. I hope you guys appreciate my trying to get through those Trump quotes. I was very tempted just to try to cut up the Secular Talk video and have Kyle read them to you. Because I did not do a good job of reading that. I can't tell you guys how many takes I had to do on that just to try to get through those quotes and make it sound reasonably well. That's how bad they are. I work in a school. I read to kids every day. And I could not read these quotes because they were so disjointed from the English language. That's how bad it was. Alright, but anyway, I'm going to end this here. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and the gag at the end. Feel free to leave a comment. I'd love to hear what you think about this. Again, links will be in the description below for the Secular Talk video and the Politico link. That'll give you the full transcript of this. I would suggest everybody read it because being an informed voter is kind of your civic duty, I believe. So everybody have a great day. I'll see you guys next time.